This function is truly a game changer, especially if you don't want to use any cleaning products. The suction is amazing. If you're looking for something that would minimize the maintenance, like if you don't want to attend to your robot vacuum, clean it every week, I would say this robot is much better than some of the other ones that I tested. I also checked the electricity cost. Now let's talk about some issues which I've noticed. Hi everyone, I'm excited to share my long-term review of this ECOVACS DEEBOT T30s combo. I've been using this robot vacuum for almost a year now, and I have plenty to say about this robot and how it's been holding up, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, what I wish was different. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with the performance. After almost a year, I have been having zero issues with the performance of this robot vacuum. It still has very powerful suction. I have no complaints about this whatsoever. I mean, I run this robot vacuum every single day. Yes, you heard it right. I have long hair and it gets messy. It gets very messy out here. I have light floors so you can see everything, and I really need to run this thing every single day. I also have windows open, so a lot of dust gets in. I'm right next to a very busy street, as you can hear, so all this dust from all the cars, all the tires, it gets inside. So it's very important for me to clean my floors with this robot every single day. So I would say it's pretty amazing that it still performs as well as when I first got it. Anytime I run this vacuum, I come back, I see the floor, it's spotless. There's literally nothing on the ground after this robot runs. And I actually been testing recently the AI dirt detection feature. I've been actually running this function pretty much every single day for the past couple of weeks. When I first got it, I was like, this is a gimmick. I've been using it and it's very interesting. Anytime I see it's actually like very clever because sometimes I can tell like there's just a lot more like dirt in the kitchen, and it actually runs twice. Then if it detects more dirt, it does run just more than once for each section. So it's always interesting for me to check the app and then see, okay, oh, it was in the bathroom twice. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess there was it was just a lot more dirty. So it's nice that I don't have to like do it manually. As you can see here, this is the back of the device. I actually haven't cleaned it in months. With the other robot vacuums that I had, I literally needed to clean every single week. Maybe I could go for 2 weeks, but it's been months and I didn't get any notification, hey, you need to clean this and that. It's been pretty maintenance free, which I like. And as you can see, there's zero hair on the main brush. Sometimes the hair gets tangled on this brush, but on the main brush, zero. I can never find any hair. Only when it just picked it up and it didn't get to detangle here, because it has a mechanism and basically it detangles while it's running. So sometimes you can see hair then, but if you let it run, it will keep detangling and the hair will get into the dustbin. And I did inspect the dustbin after a year, and there was obviously the majority of the dustbin was my hair and my pet's hair and some dust and debris. So I do love the zero tangle technology, because with the other robot vacuums I had to manually like take the brush out, detach like the ends, and then take the hair out, and that was always just something I had to do like every week, every 2 weeks with other vacuums. I never have to do it with this vacuum, and it's just such a time saver. I love it. It's also like a gross thing to do, like I hated like doing it, so it's just so nice that I don't have to do it anymore. The robot is also as quiet as it was at the beginning. I mentioned it compared to some other robot vacuums. I would say this robot is a lot quieter. Like for example, I tested also the ECOVACS N30 and it was definitely much louder, even though it was brand new, you know, I just started running it. This is still much quieter, which I love, because sometimes like I want to run it when I'm here. It's nice that I get that option. Some other robot vacuums, like I wouldn't be able to do it. It was just way too loud. Now let's talk about the True Edge adaptive mop cleaning. So this mop Basically, it extends and then it gets to all the edges. With all the other robot vacuums, the cheaper robot vacuums and some older robot vacuums, it would kind of go right by the edge, but it would never actually get to clean any of the edges. With this one, it actually gets to all the edges, so all the edges are mopped just like you would do it manually. And honestly, I can't go back to any robot vacuum that doesn't have that function, because I can see the difference, especially in the bathroom, like it was day and night. So I love that function as well. And one of my favorite functions, and I kind of started to miss it when I was testing a robot vacuum that didn't have that function, and I was like, yeah, I kind of need it. And it's the hot water mop washing. This function is truly a game changer, especially if you don't want to use any cleaning products. I mentioned earlier, Tony has allergies, my dog has allergies, and for some time I was testing different cleaning products on the floor, but my dog is there. My dog is sometimes licking the floor and is like digesting those chemicals. So I'm doing literally everything to minimize my dog's allergies. So that was one of the things which I was like, I have to eliminate harsh chemicals, especially floor cleaning products, because my dog can't tolerate it. So basically the hot water mop washing is just like so insane, because when I clean the dirty bin after it runs, like I can tell it's still kind of hot, the water, which I'm like, yes, that feels like regular mopping. Basically, if I would do it myself, I would use hot water, because not only removes the dirt more easily, but also like gets rid of the smell, gets rid of the bacteria. So this was, honestly, I saw the difference in my floors when I was using the hot water mop washing. The floors just, they look more clean. So that's just another function. I'm not like going back to any other robot vacuum without that function, because it is amazing. And I don't have to wash these mops as often as with the other robot vacuums that didn't have that function, because like they would start to smell, and you would smell it. Like if the robot would run and mop the floor, you would smell that kind of musty, not a nice smell, considering literally all they do is just mop the floors every single day, and then they wash in a station with the hot water, and it seems to be doing the job. So that's definitely something I would highly recommend to everyone, and especially people with allergies, and especially with people who want to avoid using any chemicals. And another thing which I love about this DEEBOT T30s is the dust bin. It's just amazing how after each clean, it just goes back and empties itself, so I don't have to like manually open this up, empty into the garbage, and like smell, you know, all the dust. That is completely eliminated, which again, for people with allergies, that's pretty important. So that is basically amazing. I love that. And a tip for you guys, what I started doing, I have like little mint tabs from my multivitamin, and I start putting them in my robot in the dustbin, so anytime it empties, it just smells so fresh and minty. So that's a tip for you. What else you can do if you don't have the little tabs, you can just use a little cotton pad and then just put some essential oils in it. Make sure that they are safe for pets if you have pets, or just interior scent that you have. I did that in the past and it also worked well. But yeah, just a few tips. I love that because it just makes your home smell much better. Yeah, you don't really have to change these dust bags that often, which is great. They are actually pretty spacious. So even though I have super long hair, my dog has so much fur, it's still 1/3 full. And it's been so long. So I do love that they are just, it lasts for months, those dust bags. So, and then you can just buy them on Amazon, so it's also easy to replace. So I haven't actually had to replace any of the parts yet, which is nice. They look pretty good, which is amazing. With the other robot vacuums, I would have to replace the main brush because it would get just so tangled with hair, and the side brushes, but the mopping pads still look all right, do the job too. So it's pretty nice that I would say this robot is really just saving me so much time when it comes to maintenance. Like, you can just let it run and it does the job, because I know it's a concern for a lot of people, like you're gonna have this robot vacuum to save time, but then you have to maintain it every single week, change the parts. So with this one, it's been nice. Okay, another thing which I can't forget to talk about is the battery. When I was testing another robot vacuum, the battery was dying pretty fast. My apartment is not big, and after running it, like it would be less than 50% of battery. Guys, with this thing, anytime I run it for like more than 60 minutes, especially when it's doing the AI detection. It runs a few times in different parts of the house, and then it runs for over an hour. When it goes back to the station, it's still above 70%, which I think it's insane. So if you have huge house, bigger apartment, like this thing, not gonna need to recharge. Basically, it's just gonna last. The battery life is great. I like that. Now let's talk about some issues which I've noticed. And the main issue which I have with the robot vacuum, actually, it's more with the station, and that's something which honestly is kind of like a design flaw. Like, it's not a big issue, but whenever I have to fill the clean water bin, there's always just water like kind of around the spout, which is weird, but honestly I did notice that with the other robot vacuums. I didn't have that issue with the ECOVACS N30, so they did something to fix it, but that's just one thing. Literally, like, I would say that it's honestly not that big of a deal, and like I dealt with, you know, for over 2 years with that problem with the auto robot vacuums. Good thing that it's not the dirty bin, it's just the clean water bin, so it doesn't smell and it's not, you know, filled with bacteria. It's just clean water and that is sitting next to the spout. I noticed how insanely quiet the station is with the T30s. I didn't appreciate it enough, but whatever they did with the station, like, the insulation is so thick that when it's drying, I can't hear the drying at all, which is insane. Like, I love that, because with the other ones, like, you can hear kind of like a blow dryer, and it's like, that's kind of annoying, especially that like my station is right next to the TV. When I'm watching something, I would hear it. With this one, with this robot vacuum, the station is so quiet that I never hear it drying, so I don't even like know if it's still drying. If it's not, like, I gotta check the app, but I do like that. So the combo version, they do have the DEEBOT T30s without the handheld vacuum. This one came with the handheld vacuum, and I thought it was gonna be amazing, but I just can't convince Donnie to use it. He still just grabs the other vacuum, even though, like, I really like that the handheld vacuum self-empties, which is great, because then you don't have that, you know, nasty smell from the filter, which I experiencing with the Dyson vacuum. The filter just stinks so bad because of the dog. So yeah, I didn't have that issue with the handheld vacuum. It's been amazing whenever I use it. It sucks all the pet fur. It's really good at it. I vacuumed my car with it. It worked amazing. It's so small and so light, and I love that it self-empties. It's a nice feature. If you don't have additional vacuum, having the handheld with the automatic robot is so convenient, because like, you want to vacuum your couch or some furniture, drapes or something, and it's nice to have that. So I would say that's honestly a pro. I think it's extra like $100 or $200 for that combo version, and honestly I would say it's a pretty good value. So in conclusion, as you can tell probably, I really like this robot vacuum. I've looked at some other ones, and the big thing is that this really works when it comes to zero tangle technology. It actually works. It mops my floors really well. I love hot water mop washing. The suction is amazing. I can find one thing that is annoying me. It really works really well, and I like it. So yeah, this vacuum is really durable, and if you're looking for something that would minimize the maintenance, like if you don't want to attend to your robot vacuum, clean it every week, I would say this robot is much better than some of the other ones that I tested. I also checked the electricity cost, and I'm gonna share it maybe here because I used the special Casa plaque, which tells me how many hours per day it's charging this thing, and also how much electricity it consumes. I love those insights. I was curious because using the hot water mop washing, I thought it's gonna actually drain a lot of electricity, and funny enough, it actually consumes a lot less electricity than my other handheld vacuum from Dyson. So this thing is very good for energy saving. So even though it's mopping with hot water and it has such a powerful suction, it doesn't actually take that much electricity to charge this thing. It saves me time, it saves me energy. If I'm gonna need any parts, I'm just gonna buy it on Amazon. So it's super easy. Usually, like every single day, I just run it on the AI dirt detection settings. Sometimes if I see like the floor needs extra cleaning, then I do the deep cleaning setting over a weekend. But honestly, I haven't had that need. So yeah, for the past few weeks I've been just using the AI dirt detection, and it's been working pretty well. You know, I've been using it for nearly a year, and I honestly can't imagine like not using it. It's amazing. So I highly recommend. Even after such a long time, I still love this robot vacuum. So if you want to grab one, I'm gonna link one down below, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth a look. Well, I hope this long-term review makes the decision easier for you. If there was something that was deal breaker for you, or if you know, something that you wanted to find out how it's working after a year, I hope this review give you all the insight. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more robot vacuum reviews, and thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this super long video. Huge thanks to ECOVACS for sponsoring this video. I've been very happy with the vacuum and with the long-term collaboration I have with them. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.